you all are doing great, and if you're watching this video for the first time, then please consider subscribing to our channel Way to Tech. And we are reaching thousand mark very soon, so please come and be a part of the Way to Tech family. And I will see you in the video and hope you like it. Bye. Hello guys, hope you are doing great. I'm your host Mike and welcome back to Way to Tech. And today we are gonna make this video 2 of that coding series which I uploaded last week. And if you have not watched that video, then go and click this I button up here and watch that video. And that video I built a guest mesh web application using Node.js, Express.js, Bootstrap, and some npm libraries. So that was very cool, and I saw your response. So thanks for liking that video. And today we are going to learn what MVC stands for. So what is Model View Controller, and this architecture is used in software development and it's quite popular. So we will see first what MVC is, and afterwards we are going to build this web application in which we will be building an authorization wala thing where user will be able to log in first, and once they are log in, and then they will be able to do calculator operations, and that will be quite fun. So first I will tell you what I'm going to do, then I will fast forward the video, and once I'm done, then I will show you what I have done. So it will be quite informative. So if you are new, then consider subscribing, because I upload these type of software development videos and other tech videos like unboxing and news related stuff on this channel. So you can click that subscribe button and also press the bell icon, and once you press the bell icon, click on that all wala thing so that you get all the notifications from my channel onto your mobile phone. And without wasting any further time, let's get back to the screen and let's learn what MVC stands for. Hello guys, so here I am right now on my Mac. So this is the episode 2, as you already know, and we will be developing a full stack web app, and that will do authorization. So user will be able to register themselves, and they will be able to log in. And once they are logged in, then we will be showing the restricted pages which are all only authorized to people who are logged in or have an account. So that page will have the calculating wala thing where users will be able to calculate using the calculator. So this is a very simple app. So we will use session and all, and we will use the MVC architecture to build this entire web app. So first of all, in this section we will learn what MVC stands for. So let me open this, and we will take this pic as a reference. So MVC stands for Model View Controller. Okay guys, so model is basically everything which you deal with the database, so that is called model. View is everything which you see on a website. So whenever you open a website like facebook.com, google.com, anything, let me show you with an example. So we open this website like this on GitHub. So this is the website. So whatever you see on this front end, this is all called view. So that is view. And what is controller? So whenever you click on like clone or download, I click on this, it opened this thing, this view. So when I click on this clone or download, that will call a controller, and that controller will do all the processing work and will render this view pop up here. I click again, it will go back. So that is the task of controller. So with this diagram, we will understand what MVC is and how we are gonna manage this thing. So below you can see this monkey, and this is a user of the system. So number 1 is user interacts with the view. View is the website. And number 2 is view alerts controller of particular event. So whenever a user click on a button, that event will be generated, and that will be sent to the controller to do further tasks. Then controller updates model. Now if the user is having a registration form, this monkey fills all the details in the registration form. Click on that submit, call the controller, and controller will call that respective model, which will have the database configurations, and all the details will be saved to the model. And then model will alert the view that yeah, we have saved all the data. Now you are allowed to get the latest data and show it to the user. Now the view will grab all the data from the model and update the view itself. And now the user, which is a monkey, will be able to see that he is registered onto the website successfully. So this is how, and this is very simple that we use MVC in our project. You all know now what MVC model view controller is, and we are going to build this Node.js application, and we will be using Node.js, Express, Bootstrap, and Express sessions and Express-Handlebars, and a lot of things to make this application. And in this, we will be having a home page which will show us a login or a register button. So once we click on those buttons, so it will redirect us to the login or register page respectively. And once we are logged in, then it will create a session, and we will be checking the session on each of the pages. And if the session is valid, then we will go to the home page, and there will be some operations which a logged in user is able to do, and if a user is not logged in, then those operations will not be shown to them. So without wasting any time, let's get back to the coding wala thing. And in this video, I will be making a fast forward thing so that you don't get bored while I was building a thing. And another reason is that this video will be, I guess, 2 to 3 hours, so that fast forward thing will reduce the time as well. So you will enjoy and you will get a lot from this video. So let's open the VS Code. So we will be using VS Code on the entire series. So we have this episode to open here. So now we will write npm init. So what it will do is that, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so now you can see, I guess. So it will ask you for a package name. If you don't want to enter a package name, just hit enter. So simple login registration application. Please don't mind, I'm not seeing into the camera right while I'm coding, so please don't mind that. Entry point will be server.js. I like to name that thing that way. Test command. Author is me, Mayank Kumar. You can also skip this thing. It doesn't require any. Now we are done, and now you can see this package.json file created in our project directory. So this file is the important file, and this file should be there, and you should not delete this file by mistake or something, because if you delete this file, then you are not able to run your website anymore. So now we have to create the server.js file. So the main entry point is a server.js file. So let me create it, server.js. Yeah, we have server.js files, and now let's install all the dependencies which we require to build this application. So we will write npm I means install, and then -s means save. So we are using this flag -s as to store all the dependencies inside our package.json file. And then we will be entering express, so that will be the main thing, and then Express-Handlebars, and then Express session, that is all we are doing. Let's hit enter, and in a moment it will download it and it will be shown up in this file. So just wait a second. Yeah, So we can see these three dependencies installed in our dependencies object inside the package.json file. So first one is the Express, second is the Express-Handlebars, with a templating engine which we are using here, and Express session. So now we can move on to our server file. So let's clear it out. Let's open server.js. Yeah, first we will so let me write the code for the server file, and then I will explain what I did. And one more thing which I want to tell you is that I'm using some extensions in this VS code, so that whenever I do something, when I write something like this, const app equals to express. And now if I do command save, then you can see that it will automatically add the semicolon, and and that extension will automatically indent the entire code or format the entire code. So I will tell you which extension I am using. So you can install this one, prettier. So this is the extension which I am using. So you can also go to the extensions and install this thing. So once you are done, just go with the flow. So yeah, let me finish it up, and I will see you in a moment. So yeah guys, we are done here. So I've imported the Express and showed it in a Express, and I've taken an instance of the Express in the app variable, and this is the port variable. So Node.js requires a port on which the application will run, and on the local host, and locally in the system, it will run on localhost, which is the URL for a local system. And local host is also like this one. I will show you in a moment when I run this application. And yeah, one more thing which you will require is that nodemon. So I have also installed nodemon. So you have to install nodemon globally, and I suppose that you know that how to install nodemon. If you in case don't know how to install nodemon, then just go to a website and type npm nodemon, and it will open up, and you can click on this link. And this is the npm node package manager, which is by default comes in the Node.js, and you have to just click this one, click on it, it will be copied and directly run it on your system. So nodemon will be installed, and what nodemon is, whenever you do the changes on your application, nodemon automatically detect those changes, and it will automatically restart the server for you, so that you don't have to again and again go and stop the server and again write node space server.js manually. So that is a very cool thing to know, and you should be familiar with doing that. So now we are having a port variable, and this is process.env.port. So you have not seen this anymore anywhere, I guess. So process is an internal process, or env is an environment variable, and that is having a port variable. So what this will do is that once you deploy this application on a server, then this part will automatically get the port number from process.env property, and this property will give you the port number of that server where this website is running. And if that is not present, which means OR, it will use 9000, means our local host. And the next thing is app.use. So this is a middleware, and we are using this middleware to get JSON response. Okay, and this thing is app.listen. So it will, the application will listen on port number this, which will come from here, line number 3. And we are using arrow functions. So this is ES6, and I'm trying to use the latest things in this application so that we get to know a lot from it in less time. So we are using arrow functions. So this is a anonymous function. You can see, like, if you are using ESY, then you will do like this function and remove these arrows. This is ES5, but I will use ES6. So arrow functions, and you don't need to write this function anymore. That's cool. And here we are using this backtick. So it's a formatting thing which allows you to format the console.log statements really well with a variable data as well. So you use the backtick and write it and have a dollar, then the curly braces and write the variable name, and it will look very good. So now we have done this thing. So our server is ready. Let's save it out. Let's hit nodemon and hit enter. Oops. I guess I don't have nodemon installed. So what I will do is that npm I-g is globally nodemon. So this thing will install nodemon on this system, and now you know what to do if your package is not installed. And this happens a lot of times when we are building something and we don't know that the package is present or not. So yeah, and we are using that -g flag for the global thing. So this nodemon will be installed globally on your system, and you can access nodemon from any of the projects no matter where you are. So yeah, now we are done. Nodemon is installed. Let's clear it out and hit nodemon, and I guess we are good to go. Yeah, server listening on 9000. Because I'm doing it on my local system, that's why the port number is now 9000. If this application was on a server, then this thing will work and it will automatically detect that port and assign the port number, and that will be consoled in the console statement like here. So right now we have to open the browser and let's see our server running or not. To go to localhost 9000, hit enter. Now sorry, and yeah, we can see this cannot get this. So this is our root URL, and we don't have any routes so far, so that's why it's showing this. So if you can see this, means that your server is up and running and you are good to go. If our server is running, we have to also add one more thing in order to get data from the form. So that is app.use another middleware, express middleware dot URL encoded, and it will have a property extended true. So this will help us get the data from the form. When I submit a form, we will be able to access the data inside this server.js file. Now we are gonna see the routes, and we will be following the MVC structure, as I have already explained you what MVC is. So I don't think you will face any issue in this video, and I will try my best to clear things out. So first of all, we will create a folder, and the folder names will be controller. So why I'm using controller? Because we are doing MVC, model view controller, and all our routes code will go inside the controller folder. Controllers. Yeah. So this will be actual thing. I can also name it routes, but that will sound like a little bit of confusion for you, because you will think that we are doing MVC and where is a C. Routes is R, not C. That's why I'm using controllers. So controllers is routes. You have to just remember it, and yeah, we will create a controller. We will have two controllers. Okay, guys. So yeah, first one will be of index.js. So this will be our home controller, and the second will be users.js. This will be our controller inside which we will define routes for slash user localhost colon 9000 slash users slash login and slash register. Both the login and register routes will be in this thing, and when the user will open localhost slash 9000, it will be redirected to this route here. So yeah, so right now we have to just go to this server.js, and we will specify a route here. And these are the middlewares. So yeah, we will be specifying the routes here. So first I will write app dot get slash, and this will use require. Yeah, we can directly use it like here, require, and dot slash current directory, and we have to go to controllers slash index. Okay guys, right now we are getting error because we did not written the code of index.js route. So I will go inside here, and first of all I have to get the express. Okay guys, so we have made a route to our landing page. So we will for temporarily we'll write here like this, return. Let me use the ES6 function so that I will not be confusing you. This is the arrow function which we are using. Response.send welcome to index page. Yeah, so once the user go to this page, yeah, we can see this welcome to index page. So here we will be having a form. So before that I have to use handlebars. So let's use handlebars. so Express.js will have this thing, but yeah, we are using handlebars, Express-Handlebars. So we will be using this one. I have to write the full handlebars name. Handlebars. Now we will inside the view layout. This will also be renamed to, yeah. So if now everything is okay, we will be able to see that thing and error will be gone. Yeah, so you can see these h2 tags are also here, and we don't want these h2 tags. So for that, we have to write inside the main.handlebars three curly braces. So the third curly braces will render that HTML tag as well. And now if I'm right, that will be gone. Yeah. So finally, um, we have configured the handlebars as well. So now I'm gonna just design the index page, landing page for a login Karo application, and I will see you in a moment. So before moving to the designing of the index.handlebars page, I'm gonna check the routes for the users as well. So slash user slash login and slash user slash register. So we have to check for that as well. This here, and now I will just copy the entire thing, and I will go to the users folder thing and paste it here. Yeah. So we have again the router here. Now this will be user. So this will be slash login, and we are just gonna console it here. Login page. Yeah, this will be not there. Login page, and there will be another route for the register page. So I guess we are sorted here. So, and we also change this to register page. Let me add this to return response dot send. That will be a nice idea so that you can see things working in real time. Okay, so now if I go to the browser and if I go to login Karo, and if I go slash user, it will say slash user nothing. But if I go to slash login, oops, I'm not able to see anything. Let me check what is the error. Okay, I guess we have to write it here because first time when we use this, it will go directly here, not there in the server.js file. It will be like app.get. Now this will also change. Controller slash users. So this will be like users route, and this will be like index route. We have two routes here, and now if we will go inside and we'll log in. Okay guys, so now you can see we are done with the routing. So now we are done with the routing, and yes, we will let me do this like this, that it doesn't get, you will not get confused what I'm trying to do. Yeah, we don't require this anymore. I guess it will work still fine. Yeah, and sorry, login is working. Register is also working. Yeah, so routes are also working, and we just have to design our entire page. So I will see you in a moment once I design the entire page. Okay guys, so the landing page is ready, and now let me just show you. Login is working, and once we click on register, it is also working. So now we will go and design the login and registration page, and I will see you once the design is done. the design. I'm done with the login page, the registration page, and the index page. So 3 pages are done, and one is remaining, which is the home page, which we will be building after we have done with the backend wala part, in which we will be connecting MongoDB database to our Node.js application. And when the user click on register button, the entire data of user will be saved to the MongoDB database, and we will be creating a database, and we'll be creating a collection there. So collection is like a tables in SQL, and MongoDB is a NoSQL database. So here we have some different terminal. So here we have some different terminology as collections. So tables are collections in MongoDB, and rows are document in MongoDB. So we will be creating those things, and we will be using MongoDB npm package to do the operations like update, delete, insert, get, and all. So just stay tuned and let me show you what I did. So what we built. So in the views, this is the index.handlebar. So this is the container, and here we have a title and 2 buttons, and all are having a Bootstrap classes. And in the href tag, I'm giving the route of login /user/login. So when we click this, so our localhost will change. I will show you in a moment. And this is for register, and we have bifurcated other users design by adding a users folder, and in users folder you will find home handlebars, which is empty. Let me type here h2 and title. Okay, so in the login handlebar you will see the entire code for login, and here we are getting the title from the title value, which we are passing in the users.js wala route, in which we are handling the login and register route. So similarly, register form. This is a register form. Let me show you. Yeah, so this is a register form, and this is the login form. And having the Bootstrap classes, it's really a piece of cake for you. So you can do these things easily. Now let's see what we have built. So here we go. So this is a thing which we have built, and yeah, let me go to the root directory, and once user click on this, he gets this thing. And let me just reduce the size, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so now if I click on welcome to login karo, so this is our website name, and login karo, and user have to click on login or register. So if I click on login, it will redirect me to the login page, where I have used HTML5 validations, inbuilt validations. I have just added those required things like this, required. So once these things are entered by the user, then only login button will work. Else it will show you this validation. So that's pretty cool. You can see the password is also having a type of password, and this is a login button, and this is a card which I have used. So quite a nice design, and this thing is being populated. Login is being populated from here. Let me show you. In the controllers, you will go to the users, and here you see login. We are passing a property called title and having a value login. Same for register, title having value register. These values are passed to the handlebars, and handlebars are using this thing, this, to render that value inside it. So we are using 2 curly braces, as we are just passing the value, not the HTML. If so we will be using 3 curly braces here if we want to pass this h2 inside the title content, like this h2. Let me show you just a demo. so that your concept is clear regarding these things, these curly braces or a thing. So 1 minute, yeah. Now we are good to go. And what we will do here is, if I will just don't do anything, if I go to that page and click on refresh, it will show you S2 S2. As we are having two curly braces only, now if we will have three curly braces, so yeah, you guessed it right. Those S2 will be gone and it will be rendered. Oops, something went wrong, I guess. Sorry, we are doing changes in the home and the wrong file. That's why it doesn't happen. So yeah, three curly braces and now it will be done. And here you go. That's pretty cool, but yeah, we'll not be doing that because as we are doing the entire thing inside here, so we don't require to pass the HTML content in the property value. So we'll be using only two curly braces to render that title property inside our handlebar. So that is what I built till now. So from now onwards, if I go to that website and if I and here if you are on the login page and you know that you have what you register, you don't have a login account, so just click on this and it will redirect to you to /user/register. And suddenly you know that yeah, I remember there was an account which I registered some few months ago and I remember the email ID and password. So okay, so I have got a solution for you. You just click on this already have an account login. Click on it and here you go. This is pretty simple things which we have done right here. So we are done with the routings and now we will move on to the database side. And I have to start. I'm using a local database, MongoDB database. I have downloaded the MongoDB community server and that I will be using. And MongoDB community server runs on this URL. Let me just type it here: localhost 27107. I guess this is the port number. So this is the by default port number that MongoDB runs on, and the complete URL string through which the Node.js application will be able to connect to the MongoDB is this one: MongoDB / localhost this / db name. So this will be the complete URL which we will be using to connect to that MongoDB database and doing our operations, our CRUD operations, create, read, update, delete, and all the operations. Basically, in this tutorial, we only be doing the create and get follow operation. We just we're going to create the details of the user, and when user will log in and just verify the login details with the database and get the details of the logged in user. So yeah, that's it. I will see you in a moment. Is the MongoDB, the database thing, in which when we click on the register button, we will get all the data and save it to the collection inside our database in MongoDB. So for that, first of all, we have to install a package. Let me show you the package. So this is a MongoDB package. So this is a high-level package which is built on top of MongoDB core for end users. So what high-level API means? High-level is like understandable or easily understandable by the user, and the low level is like you have to write codes in the language which is understandable by the machine, which is I guess 0 or 1 or assembly language or anything. So we will be using this MongoDB driver for Node.js, which will make our task easy, and we also be using the MVC architecture to do this. So I will try my best to make this as simple as I can. So first of all, I have to just install it in my project. So let me see if I have installed it or not. No, we don't have it. We have not installed it. Let's click on there. Yeah, it will just install. Yeah, so MongoDB is installed in our project directory, and that's it. And one more thing which we want to add in our project is that once we are done, I'm gonna upload this entire project onto my GitHub page, and I'm also gonna give the link of the project in the description, so you can go and check it out. And I will show you how you can download from that GitHub link and run this application once it's built. For that, we have to create one file which is dot get ignore. So what is dot get ignore? So just pay attention. So get ignore is a git file which took care of all the files which are unnecessary, which we don't require at a production stage, or we don't require when we are storing our entire project on a version control system like GitHub. So we will be just giving the path of the folders which we don't require, like the node modules. So node modules is one of the file folders which we don't require. It is having all the npm packages, the built-in and as well as the packages which we have installed, like we can see here in the package.json. So we don't want this to be uploaded onto the GitHub, because this folder size may be up to 100 MBs to 200 MBs depending on your project. So never ever upload this node modules to GitHub. If you will do that, then it will take you around, I don't know the time, because it will take you around a time which will depend on your internet connection, how fast is your internet. And I don't think this is required, because we are having a package.json file. So we have all the names of the dependencies which we require for this project. And if you add the node module name path inside the git ignore, it will simply ignore that folder and push the remaining things to the GitHub. And once you clone those things, you just have to open the project and type, yeah, you're right, npm install, and that's it. It will go to the package.json file. It will search for all the dependencies it has to install, and it will just install each of the dependencies one by one. Sorry. Yeah, so that's cool. So let's get back to the topic which we are going to cover. So first of all, we will create a folder named models. Yeah, model should be in the main directory. Yeah, models. So now you can see the project directory MVC, model view controller. So model is the database wala thing. Views are the handlebars which we are using for the front end, and the controllers are the routes which we are having at the moment for routing and going to different pages, from login to register, from index page to login or register page. So that is all. That is how it is done. So I hope it's clear. And if it's clear, then hit that like button as well, guys. So like कर दो यार, ताकि पता लगे कि you are getting all the things. And yeah, just don't hesitate to comment your opinions or any doubts. So I will try to clear it out. So yeah, so we have the models, and now we have to create a file for the DB configuration, and we will import that file inside our server.js file. So once our server is running, it will check for that file and execute that file as well. So let's see how we can do that. And before that, we have to run our MongoDB community server. So Let's do that, and I will be doing that inside this VS Code. I guess I can do here. So let's make it a big screen. Yeah, so now we have a big terminal here. Let me have this much of screen, and let me delete all the open code. Yeah, so now we are clear. So we have to just start the node server. So if you're on Windows, then that process might be different to start the node server community server. And if you're on Mac, then according to the setup you have done, for me it's like brew. Let me check a moment. Brew start MongoDB community server. Okay, this is the command. Oops, this is not the command. And so I don't know the command. So what should I do? So I will just copy this and paste it in a browser and let's Google it out. Yeah, so I got this article from where I have downloaded the MongoDB and installed it on my system. So here we go. We got this. Okay, brew services. It's a service. Okay, I was wrong there. Sorry. It happens when you work on a project like this, and this is the first time I'm doing this. So I'm learning it from somewhere, and I'm making projects, and I'm trying to explain whatever I can in this video so that you guys are able to do it properly. Yeah, once we hit enter, it should start. Yeah, successfully started MongoDB community. So you can see this, and now once it's started, you have to just type, and let me clear it out first, and type Mongo, and here we go. We have the session, and one thing which I want to show you, this thing. You can say correcting to MongoDB :// and yeah, what is 127.0.0.1? Mike, you said that the URL is localhost colon 27017. So what is this 127.0.0.1? So guys, this is the default IP address for that localhost. So localhost is like a name for a website like google.com. So if I can show you just a minute, let me open another terminal here. Yeah, and let's ping. So ping is a inbuilt command to ping a website and get a and we can use ping to check if we are getting a response from a website or not. So if you will type the ping www.google.com, so you will see the IP address of google.com. So in our case, www.google.com is the URL, and in our case, localhost is the URL. So these names are just given so that the user will be able to memorize it easily, and just for the sake of simplicity, these names are denoting some IP addresses. So let's hit enter, and here we go. So now we know the IP address of Google. So google.com is having IP address 172.217.160.164, and yeah, we are getting response from google.com as well. So it means my internet is working fine. So let's control C, command K. Now if I write localhost and our Node.js server is running on 9000, which is currently running. So if I type this, it will show me an error because that is not in host. We just have to write localhost, I guess. Yeah, you can see when I ping localhost, it is showing the ping localhost, and what is the IP address you can see in the screen. It's 127.0.0.1. So now you can see that localhost is having a default IP address as this 127.0.0.1. So that's clear, I guess. So let's move on. As we have started our MongoDB database here, so let me create a, or I will not gonna create any database. So we will be making a configuration file in our models folder. So let's just go back, keep this thing running, as when we are gonna connect the db config file to our server.js, it will go and connect to this MongoDB, which is running on MongoDB 127.0.0.1 at this port, and we don't want to refuse the connection in case we just stop this MongoDB. Okay, so just skip it and just go to the node. Yeah, you can see here as well on the first terminal sorry, node is running, on second Mongo is running. That's pretty cool. So now we will just minimize it. We don't want it for now. Yeah, so we'll go to models and create a file. It will be db.js. So we are having db.js file here, and as we have already imported that MongoDB in our project here, we will be able to use its properties in the db.js file. So I'm just gonna copy and paste. So this is how developers do. You may remember all these things once you are familiar with it. So just gonna use these things, copy it and paste it here. Yeah. So this is how it's done. So we have taken a Mongo client which is accessing MongoDB, and it's one of its classes Mongo client, and I've assigned that to Mongo client that we will be using here to make a connection request to that localhost database. Okay, guys, and yes, and I guess we can remove this thing as we don't require it anymore. Yeah, so we'll be removing it from here as well. We don't require that. Yeah, guys. In our case, I guess this should work fine, but I'm gonna let me give it a try and let's see if it works or not. So in our case, the DB name will be uh, login karo. Login karo will be our DB name, and that's good. And we are using the Mongo client .connect function, and first parameter is the URL, which this is a URL, and second is this function, and I guess we need something else as well to create that DB. No, we don't require anything else. We are good to go, and yeah, we'll be using things here from now onwards. So we'll using things. And now if we have to just do this exports module dot exports equals to Mongo client. Yeah, I guess this we need to do as we want to access this JS file in our server.js thing. So we just have to do this, and guys, I guess I have to import this file inside the server.js as per my knowledge. So we'll be adding it here, configuring database. Yeah, configuring database, and we'll write require. There's a path, as we want whenever the server starts, it will directly use this require one thing. Dot slash, and then go to model slash JV. That's it, I guess. Yeah, and you can see, guys, connected to server successfully. And yeah, one thing, we got an error here. Okay, so we have to pass this inside the Mongo client constructor in order to connect to the database. I guess we are connected to server, so its console is creating a doubt here. I guess it will remove this as well. It's connected to server. Let's see. Yeah, it's connected to server, but it is a good practice to add this, as we will not get that deprecation warning, as they are moving to this thing in the future of MongoDB package. So we should have a good practice to add all the things which we require in the which we have to add in the future once they are mentioned to you. We will write a console like database connected successfully. Yeah, now it should show here database connected successfully. Yeah, so guys, we are done done with the database, and I guess we can see what's inside our database. So just go here. I will type CLS to clear the screen. Yeah, use login karo. Switch to DB login karo. Now, if I will do DB or show collections, it will show me empty because our DB is empty and we don't have any table. So we will be gonna create these tables or collections in a moment. So for that, first of all, I have to go to the views where we have our forms in the user. First is the register thing. Here in the form, you can see this action. So what this action is doing? So we are using a method, post method. So our data will be posted and it will not be shown in the URL. Okay. So if I remove all this and once I hit the enter, submit, the entire data will be sent to the URL. And I guess I can show you that. Let me remove it. Add a URL like this. User. Let me check the URL which we are using. Controllers, users. User/log. Okay, got it. So yeah, it will be like user/register. Yeah. So let's go to our form. We want to register it first. Now we will enter some data like mine data, mine @gmail.com. Yeah. So we just remove that thing. Method. Method is a type of form. Method is a type of property through which we let the form know that how it has to send the data to the server. So if we remove it, by default it will choose the get method, and this is the example, simple example for that. You can see after register it has a question mark, then name, with my email as my email, password is mine25, confirm password and all. You can see here like this, as we don't want our data to send like a URL, as it's not secure and someone might get my password and hack into my account, and I really don't want to be able to get in that situation anytime soon. I guess no one of us want to get into that situation where our password is hacked by a stranger who we don't know or anyone else. So for that we will use method post. So now we have post. Now you see, once I post the form using method post, no data is here in the URL. So that's clear, I guess, for you guys, that get is for sending the data through the URL, as we don't never gonna use that method in our forms, and we are gonna use that get method if we want to get users data with the ID. So for that we can use that get method, but if we want to save our data to the server or to the database, we just use the post method. So that's quite clear here. So now we will go to our users.js file, and here we have the get method. Okay guys, so we will be having our post method. So we'll be router dot, and yeah, one more thing, you must be thinking that what this router is. We know what app is, so we have created an instance of Express and using this app. So what this router is? So router is a similar thing like that. So app is also a route. App is also a route, and we are using these routes here. App.use. So here what we are doing is, a router is also an instance of Express.router. A router is a function inside Express, and it has given an instance to the router, and we can use it like a simple app. So once if you are in a server file, there you can't use it. There you just have to do it like this. And if you want to add route functionality to some other folders or other JS files, then you have to do it like this, express.router. So I guess that's clear. And now we will, as we are posting our form with the method post, we should have a router which can intercept that request. So we have to add post, and then slash register, and then we are gonna do like yeah. So before that I have to create a model of users. So users, use capital .js. So users is a model for having all the operations which we are gonna do for storing the user to the database, and everything we are gonna do in that file. So I guess and I hope that this thing is clear to all of you. So let's see how we can do that. So we have to import the user model. So const user model equals require that we don't want require dot slash the current directory, we are in the current directory, then dot slash models slash users. Cool, we have that thing. And now here we just have to do it like this. User model dot No. We have to take a request response, I guess. I just forgot that thing. What happens next? So, guys, first of all, what I'm trying to do here is let's console the data, the form data. We will be using backticks. As I already told you, this is I guess template literal or easy formatting of data. Request dot body. Yeah. So let's open the form. Form. I'm gonna go to this thing. Yeah, and go to the register. Enter my credentials. Kumar. Gmail.com. Password is like, yeah. One more thing is that I'm not doing anything like comparing that this email is already used or not. I guess I should also do this. So this is a very nice logic to validate that only users with a unique email ID will be able to register on this website. That is also a unique field for our database. So email ID will be always be a unique field, and the ID field is also a unique field because ID is also unique for every user in the collections. And we will also be having a validation so that if a guy tries to use my email ID and register to the login karo website, and he or she is not able to do that. So for right now, I have to enter the password 12345 12345. Register. Console log. I guess should get the data. We're not getting the data. Looks like we have a users. First, I have to check. I guess we're not able to access this. The server. We are accessing user / user. Okay. Okay, dude. / user. We are. It's and the route name is / user, and I'm writing like users everywhere. So that I have to just go to everywhere. I have to go and change it from everywhere. / user / login. Yeah, this is correct. Register user. That's cool. And controllers. Yeah, we are good to go. I guess we are good to go. Let's see a website once more. Yeah, so I'm able to access it since everything is fine. So let's again put the data. I guess now we have the data. Okay, guys. Now I got the issue why I was not able to get that data. I guess we don't require these things anymore. But if we will have these things, then that makes some sense for some future errors, which we will not face as we have our encoding type. That's a good practice to have an encoding type. So we are not going to remove that. So that error was I was getting. Actually, it was not an error. It was just not displaying the object thing. If we will use the backticks and gonna use the dollar and curly braces to do the formatting, then we are only getting the object inside the array of objects. We are getting array of objects. But now we are just getting an object having the data of mine. Now we are almost done. So we will create an array var user and we will store the body into this. And we will send this user here. And the user model is returning a callback, the error and data. As you all know that I'm using ES6, so please don't confuse. So we are using arrow functions wherever we can. So if we don't get an error, we're gonna see our status. Data, else we're gonna see the error. Okay, so our controller task is done. Now we have the data inside the models. Yeah. So now, guys, if I will do this console wala thing, now I know that the user data is inside the model, so I will just find a way to connect to the to have the DB object inside here. So what I will do is guys, finally I am done with this thing, and I got the reference of DB which we have here. And what I did is I just make a model, model, and this model should be on the top, I guess. Yeah, so this is the Mongo model right now, and we are exporting it here, okay, guys. So inside everything related to database is here. Name is here, and this function is here. So what I am doing is I created two separate functions, one to set DB instance and one to get DB reference or instance, I guess. Instance. Okay. So what is happening when the server starts? This file is required on the server side. Here, requiring the configuring database and it's getting connected successfully. So when this is done, when this file is run, so we are also setting the DB value to the DB value here, this one, and yeah, we are getting this inside here. DB object is getting stored inside the DB, and we are also making a get function to which we are just returning the DB object. So once it is run, this get DB instance will provide us the DB. And what I'm doing in users model is I'm just requiring that Mongo model, and I'm just able to access through that function get DB instance. And when I submit a form, you will see I got the DB instance successfully. So this is all about debugging and making things work. And now if I will show you here, DB name is login karo, and we don't have any collection, so it is undefined right now. So here we are. So now I will be able to create the new collection which will be users, and inside that I will be able to insert the data. Sorry guys, actually what I was trying to do is that I was making this db.js, and I was trying to retrieve the db from a function by calling this model and then getting this function. I was able to get that db, but I was not able to do the operations. So I guess I have to just use the db.js in models, and I'm gonna delete this users.js. So we'll be having only one file in db.js, and we're removing some things here. So we don't. I guess this one is not required here now. Now here, what I'm gonna do is mm, inside the users, instead of user model, we will require that db, and then we will do like this: db dot paste to user and error data. Okay. One minute, one minute, one minute, one minute. So guys, finally after almost 10 to 20 trials, I'm able to insert the data from the registration form to the database. And here you can see the last trial worked, the ID this and name Akshay Kumar, email ID this and password Akshay. So I will see you in a moment and then we will move on. Store the data inside the database. So now what we have to do is, wait a minute, let me start the server, node on, the server is running, and uh, let's open the form. So the form is 9,000. Oh, 1,000, and now we go to register. And what I will do is now, if the password and confirm password is not same, we will show an alert here that error. Or if the registration is done, we will show a success alert here. For that, let's go to get Bootstrap and get the alert wala div. Here we go, success. We copy it. So guys, I have made some changes and let me show you what the changes are. Let's go to our website, login karo, and let's refresh the page. Yeah, so let's enter the form like Mayank Kumar gmail.com. Password is like 12345, and if I write 123456 in confirm password, then it should show an alert in the top here. We have to write users then register. As I am having the registered for a handlebar inside the users folder, I have to write that. Now you can see password and confirm password must be same, but this error is, I guess, not correct. Let's do that. let's run our code once again. The password and confirm password should be same. So this is the validation error. Let's type again. Again we are getting this error. Guys, I was getting this error because I was taking this as a response to render, but actually I have to take that as a response to render. Now if I will do that, it will work fine. I guess we have the database right now, db.users.find. I have one data here, so I have to drop it, db drop collection, db dot users dot drop, to drop the this, and now we'll find again, it will be empty. Nice. Let's add this again. And command and calculate gmail.com and then password. Now if I register, yeah, congrats, registration successful. So guys, I'm registered, and you can see here. Let me clear this, and if I find users in the database, you will say this. There is a user named Mayank Kumar, email ID this and password mine. So I'm successfully, this site is working now, and the registration part is working successfully. So now we will move on to the login part, and then we will do the session management, and after that we will do the logout part. So let's begin. So now, as we have our form data, we have to call that model, inside which we will be doing the login wala thing, where we will check that the user exists in the database or not. So if the user will exist in the database with that following email ID and password, uh, with that following email ID, as our email ID should be unique. So I guess we need to do one more thing before getting to do this. So let me do this. I guess let's have a return statement here. Return response dot send user login. That when user hit the login button again, we'll be able to see this. He is trying to submit. Okay, so we will move on to the register thing, and what I'm going to do is that our database collection. So collection will have a field called email, and I want that each user should have a unique email address as well. So no two users will be able to use the same email address to log in. So yeah, so I guess that's clear to you as well. So now we will move on to our model, where we have our inserting the into the database thing. So here is the register model, and we have taken the instance of the MongoDB inside this DB object, and it is referencing that collection users which we are going to use. And if I will show you, our collections will have some data, I guess one data. So db dot users dot find. I guess we don't have any data. Yeah, so let's just add one data. No, before adding that, I just want to do a logic. So we will start with that. So once user click on this register, so it will first check for, yeah, so must check for user exists with same email ID or not. So this is gonna be very simple code, and you will get to know that how simple it is in a moment. So what we can do is just a simple if-else statement. So if a collection dot um, find where email is gonna be our, I guess user is having data like user dot email. So if it's gonna find an field with this, so before that I guess I have to add one user, and I have to see that what I'm trying to do is working on or not. So for that I will just go to the register page, and let's, I guess, comment. I have to comment this, or it will give us an error. Yeah, so we are good to go. Database is connected. So let's add a detail. Let's say Akshay Kumar, AKSHAY Akshay @gmail.com, AKSHAY Akshay, AKSH 1 minute yaar, AKSHAY. Why? We click on the register thing. Congrats, registration successful, and we are good to go. And now if I will go to the Mongo thing, now like db dot users dot I guess I have to use that rdb as well. So eagle, not eagle, it's like a login karo. Actually I forgot to switch that db, that's why I was not able to get the data. Now you will see the data as well. Dot users dot find. Yeah, so now we have two data. Actually I forgot to switch to that db login karo. So whenever you are on the MongoDB, you have to first switch to that DB, and after that you will be able to see all the collections. So if you want to see the collections, so collections, it's S. So you will see the collections as users as well. You will CLS for clear screen, and now we will also do this fine, and we have this, yeah, email thing. So node email, yes. Yeah, we have to find this one, I guess. So I have to db dot users dot find email as AKSH gmail.com count. That's illegal. This should be in the single quotes, I guess. Yeah. So it should be in single quotes. I was doing the wrong thing. And now if I look count, yeah, we have one user. So this thing will work. And now we're just gonna use that inside our here. So collection dot this is dot count value equal to 1 means user already exists. User already exists with the same email ID. Have this condition, and else if you don't find an email ID with that count, or I guess we should do like this: count greater than 0. So if we found a count greater than 0, means it will gonna count only 1, I guess, because we are not gonna insert a second user with the same email ID. So if that happens, if that's not the case, then we are gonna just insert the user to the database. Insert the data. I said you it's gonna be simple, and you can see the simplicity here. So what we are gonna do is to return a callback, and callback will not be success, so it's gonna be error. So email ID already user with a user with this email ID already exists. User with this email ID already this email ID already exists. So that will be the error once we find the same user, and this callback can be retrieved inside this register.post wala route. So here, yeah. So yeah, here. So yeah. So not error this. Yeah, we have to do, I guess, this one. So what is this doing? 1 minute. I guess this thing is separate, and this validation is for that. Inside it, if we found an error, we have to render. So return. What is that? Yeah, res dot render. We have to again render that user slash register handlebar, and we are gonna just pass this data as alert type. One is the alert type, which will be obviously, I guess, danger. I guess info. Warning will be the alert type, that will be in yellow, and alert message, I guess we have to, yeah, comma, I've given that. Alert message will be the error. So I guess we have also implemented that if a user with the email ID already exists, then the other user will not be able to use that same email ID to register an account on login karo. So yeah, we are good to go, I guess. So now I guess what we should do, we have Akshay Kumar. So let's find our data. So we have two records. So let's add another Mayank. So this time it should be Mayank Verma with the same email ID. Let's see what we get. Let's open this up. Yeah. Five. And it should give us an warning. Okay guys, so what we have to do here is just a simple thing. We have to use this way, as we have to use that toArray function to get all the documents which you find with this email ID, and the response will be inside the docs. So we will write all our code inside here. Inside here, so I will just copy this and paste it inside here. So let me do this, and then I will talk to you what I did. Okay guys, so now here is the thing. We're gonna enter a name Mayank Patel, and with the email ID mayank@gmail.com. And if the email ID already exists, then it will show us an error. Yeah, that was right. User with this email ID already exists. So now we will write again Mayank Patel, Mayank Patel@gmail.com. And now this time it should register and give it a success message. There we go. So that is working. That functionality is also fixed. So what I have to do is right now we are gonna just remove some of the console messages which we don't require. So I guess you all is clear. What I'm doing is I'm just finding a record with the email ID, and that will that we can get that inside that .toArray function, and docs is the success of the data, and if the docs dot length is greater than 0, then it will throw the callback with the error. User with this email ID already exists, else it will insert the data. That's simple. And now we will move on to the login functionality in a moment. The list which I made, the remaining task. So yeah, so we have fixed with the registration of users only if the email ID is unique. So we have done that. So now we will move on to that registration functionality as well, only because there is a thing which we need to done is that encrypting the password. So we have to do that, and then after that I guess we are good to go with the session management and login functionality. So right now we will encrypt the password using the Bcryptjs. For that I have to go to the bash terminal, and we will install another library, npm library. So type npm I -s bcryptjs, enter. I guess this is the package. Yeah, this is the package, and we'll be using this bcrypt.hash, and our password will go here, and this is the parameter which will have a value and in number value. So you have to give that number here, random number and any random number here, and it will have a callback which will have an error in the first parameter, and second will be having your hashed password. And if you want to compare a password, then we can also use the bcrypt.compare function with the password and the hash. So your password and hash should come up here. Yeah, so this we are gonna use this when we do our login functionality. So yeah, that makes our task more easier, and our application will be secured enough that no one will be able to get the password of anyone's user account. So I guess the thing is installed. Yeah, So we have Bcryptjs installed, and I guess we are getting the users data in here. Yeah, so we are getting the data in here, and now we have to just go to the controller where from where we are sending the users data here. Yes, so we will be storing we will be using bcrypt in our router here. So we'll use const bcrypt equals to require bcryptjs. Yeah, so we have used here, and once our password is confirmed, we don't need this comment, as we all know what this mean. What is the meaning of this statement here? Now we will encrypt the password. We write bcrypt dot hash, and it will have the password value here. So we will use like this: user dot password, comma, and the salt value. So you can see here, the salt can be a string or a number. So we can also pass a string or a number. So I will pass 10, and there will be a callback. So we are using ES6 in most of our cases. So please don't confuse yourself with what I am doing here. So this is just an arrow function in ES6, and if you are doing like something like function and then that and removing that and then just the curly braces, then you are still into the ES5. So try to move into the ES6 things, and these things are very awesome, and you're gonna definitely like it, and I'm loving it. Yeah, so we have the hash data here. So let's just console that thing. Hash password hash. Okay, hash password for hash. And now we are just gonna comment this all thing out, because we don't need right now want to save the data inside the database, and we're gonna need one thing here. So we'll be having that variable here where encrypted password. It should be null by default. So we'll be storing its value here, and encrypted password equal to hash. And in the password section here, the user will having that encrypted password. Yeah. So do you want to give it a final try? Like if I uncomment this, let's do that way only. Let's uncomment this and let's see if my code still works or not, or if I'm still good at coding or not. Let's see. This is a test for me. If I fail, please don't laugh on me. Let's see how it goes. I guess the server is running without any error. Yeah, so server is running. Now we will go to login karo, and now if I add a new user, for instance, let's take the name for Pankaj Kumar. Pankaj@gmail.com. Pankaj 123 123. Now click on register. I guess there is some error. Oops, we don't save the user.js after uncommenting this thing. So let's do one thing. Let's cross it out and let's save it first. Yeah, so we have saved it, and now we will refresh this. I guess we have to add that thing again because I just refreshed the page. Pankaj Kumar, pankaj@gmail.com. And we hit this register. It should show us success. Yeah, so register is successful, and now we will see the database and if we are having that hashed password or not. CLS clear. Oh, the password is null, I guess. So I have to check it out why it's null. So guys, now we are done. So let me show you what I did. So what we are doing here is we are just encrypting the password. So when we are getting the password, we are getting the password and creating a new user and providing the password key with the hash value. And inside that, I'm doing all the operation to insert and do all the callbacks. So that's pretty good. So now, if I can run this again, sample data, let's say Nishant Kumar, or Nishant, I guess, Ranjan, Nishant, and Gmail, Nishant, and do register. That's success. And now I will go to the DB and see Nishant Ranjan password is hashed. So now we are done, and I hope you all enjoyed. So let's take that thing as well. Encrypting the password is also done. Okay guys, so we have done things so far are the login page and the registration page. Let me show you so that we can move ahead with the session management of the user. So our database is connected, and if I go to this page, yeah, we have our login and register, login page and register page. Okay, so now I have to do some changes in the application. So we have this controllers inside, we have index.js and users.js. So what we are going to do is that once the user is authenticated and the session is created, then it will go to this users.js route, and initially everything like the login and registration, it should be defined inside the index.js. So I'm gonna do some changes here, and let me do it. So we don't require this anymore here. I will copy this all entire thing, yeah, till here, cut it, and we'll paste it inside the index.js thing here. So we need everything which is not for a session management should be inside the index.js thing here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the routes as well. So here in slash login, yeah, post slash login, get slash register, post slash register. I guess in the render section also we have to do some changes. So here in the users, there will be only that thing. Take it out. In the users, we will be only showing the home page, not the login and register thing. So after we have done that, we have to change some things inside our controller to render the pages. We don't want slash user slash, as we have taken those things out. Yeah, so now I guess all the things are done. Gonna check it in a moment. And why I'm doing this is because of the flow thing. So website should have a proper flow. So if your website is not having a proper flow, then your user might be confused, and if you left this development environment and later on a new developer comes on, then he must be able to guess what you're trying to do. So in the users folder, we will be showing only those views which are accessible by a logged in user, and outside this, these things are accessible by everyone who is not logged in. So I hope that is clear to all of you out here. And yeah, let's go to here, and here we will be having only one route. Router dot get slash home. Or I guess we have 1 minute. Yeah, so we have this route here, and we will have the functions request response, and we will do one thing. We will do return rest dot send to the browser. Say user logged in users homepage. Okay, so yeah, so this route is only called when the user is authenticated and the system management thing is done. Now we will close this thing up, and yeah, we're gonna see the application if it is working or not. So we have to go to this slash wala thing, and we can see this route here. Login, it's not working because I have to change some things inside here. In the login handlebars, yeah. Once you click, sorry, in the index handlebars, yeah, you can change these as well. It should be now slash login. register. Login. Yeah, I guess once this thing is called now, it will go inside the server.js thing. Yeah, it will see the routes. So yeah, find this one slash. So after slash, it will go inside that index or the thing. And here, don't. Okay, so now it's working. And now to change some things here. Yeah, I have to change this as well. Yeah, we have to change this as well here. And now I guess it should work like a pro. Yeah. So we have things working. Again, in the login, we have to change some routes, which you will see in a moment. Yeah, this one, change it. And same for the register. And the user is already logged in. Change the route to login. Yeah, so now the things are pretty clear, and we can just refresh the pages. Yeah, so now everything is working fine, and we will move on to the session management as we are able to register our data. So yeah, once we move on to session management, you'll see the Express session, which we'll be using like this one. Using this Express session package from the npm library. Yeah, we need this one, so we will be installing it. So in the package.json, I guess we don't have this. Yeah, we will not be using the cookie parser. So I found a way in the Express session, and that is very nice. We'll be using that only. And yeah, if you can see the change of my clothes in this video, then that means that this project has taken me more than 1 day, I guess. So I hope you don't have an issue with that. So first of all, we will go to controllers. So we have two controllers. First one is the index.js, which will handle all the things like the login, register, and the post of those data. And then once the session management is done, the users.js route will be called, and it will have the home page thing routes. Okay, so uh, we will be creating two folders here. Yeah, two folders. The first one will be the landing routes, landing uh, open routes. Yeah, open. I guess global routes, or no session routes will be good name. No session routes. Yeah, and the index will go inside this. And the session, the second will be, I guess you have guessed, it will be session routes. The users will be go inside it. And if I am not wrong, everything should be working fine, except we have an error in here, which we have to fix, I guess. So yes, let's go to the server.js thing, and here we have two things, and we have to specify the folders as well. So let's specify it correctly. We have this no session. So index will have no session routes, then index route will handle every route every route without session, and it will handle only user logged in users route. Yeah. So now we have two routes here in our server.js thing, and we will also be having a code here. So it will help us decide that if the user is logged in, then which route to be called, and if the user is not logged in, then which route to be called. So that is quite good, and if our code is nice, then we will not be having any issues, I guess. So we still have some issues, yeah, because I've not given the right route for users. Let's give it, yeah. So now everything is nice, and yeah, we are connected to the database successfully. And now we have to also change the views thing here. So we have users. So now we will do a new folder, and I don't think we want to add some new folder because it's in the root, and it's clear that the users thing will be inside here, and whatever views which are not user specific will be inside here, which is global to everyone. Yeah. So now let's clear some things in the terminal. Let me start this. So now we will move on to yeah, our session management, and for that we have to install our dependency npm. Let me push it out. Yeah, we have to install this express session. We will use -s to save that thing into our package file. So once it is done, we have to configure our session, express session inside here. We will write something like configure express session for the session management, and looks like my net is gone. So I will see you in a moment. We have to install the express session. So for that, let's install it. And once it's installed, we will be requiring it inside here in the server.js file, and we'll be configuring the session. So yeah, it's installed now. Let's have a variable called session, and require express session. So once it is here, we will configure, we will have a middleware which will look like this one, app.use. We will use app.use session and yeah, it may look like this. Let's copy this, paste it here. We have something here, and there is something called max age, which we can give to a cookie. So 1 second is 1000 milliseconds, so we will have 1 second into 60 means 1 minute into 60 means 1 hour into 1 hour is more than enough, I guess, for the session thing. So yeah, we have this here, and now what we have to do is let's see how we can implement the login functionality. Hello guys, hope you all are doing it. So now today in this part we are gonna complete this application which we are building, and let me show you what we have built so far. So let's open the Visual Studio Code, and in this video you must be knowing that we have built this application using the MVC and the MongoDB. Let me just show you what we have built so far. So I guess I'm not in the correct directory, so let me just open the project folder so that we are good to go. So this is the episode 2 which we were building earlier. So right now we will just start with it. So let me just give you a brief. So what we have done, so we have these controllers folder, models folder, and views folder. So the controllers folder will have all our routes. So whenever a user click on some button or something, like if you come to our page and like localhost colon 5050, and when you type that address, then that will call a route, and that route is defined inside the controllers. So inside the controllers we have auth uh, controller, and the no session routes and the session routes. So no session routes are these index.js. Here we have a slash get route and slash login, and we are also doing the slash login thing which I have to perform, and we are done with the registering a new user into our website. And I guess you all know that our website name is login karo, so you can come and open your new account and log into our website, and it's just gonna be a simple website. So you just have three operations: login and log out and register. You can just do these things, and we are using handlebars for rendering our content dynamically on the page, and we are using this MongoDB driver to make all the driver related queries to the MongoDB database. And yeah, so this is the no session routes. So here all the and we are also doing the session management. Okay, so just let me show you the folder. So this is the session routes, so it will have only one user. So this will only be accessible once the user is logged in, and if a session is present, then this route will be accessible. And the models, we have a db.js. So db.js is having the database connection for our application login karo, and we have taken two instances, like a set db instance. So it will set a db object to db variable, and we are also having a function called get db instance. So we are just calling we are just importing this entire file onto our routes page, and wherever we require the db instance, we are just calling this get db instance function, and it is returning a db object, and with that db object I will be able to fire queries. So this is very cool. So we have this db.js separated, and the main thing is the user.js. Okay, so as you can see here, what I've done, constant db equal to require db. So we have the object of db here. So now if I do this var db object equal to db.get db instance, so this will give us a instance of our db, this one, which is this one, and it is assigned a db object which is this one. Yeah, so now we can just require this file anywhere, on any of the models, and we will be able to access it. Okay, so it's all about models, and we have node modules as we have the package.json. So we have this bcryptjs for encrypting our password, so that no one is able to see what the password looks like. And the second is the express for making the routes and apis, and third is the Express-Handlebars for dynamically rendering the templates, and fourth is the express session for obviously session management, and fifth is the MongoDB. Okay, so we are not using mongoose or something like here. So if you want me to make a video on mongoose and how to do the CRUD operations using the mongoose, then do comment down below, and I will make a new series on that mongoose thing very soon. So just comment down and like this video so that I get a hint that you want me to make a video on mongoose. So I will make a video very quickly on that too. So just let me just show you. Let's just run this application, and so that you get an idea what we have done so far. So let's open terminal. Yeah, so let's hit node mon, and it will run our application on server 9000. So let's open this Chrome browser, and once we are on the localhost 9000, it will open the landing page of our application, which is the welcome to login karo. You have two buttons, login and register, and once you click on the login, you will see the login page, and you are on the login route /login. And if you are not a user, then you can click on this new user register. So you can go here and do the registration thing. Okay, now right now we are doing this, we have done with the registration part. So what we are done is, let's go to the controllers. As registration is a no session route, so it is defined inside the index.js thing. Yeah, and one more thing, all these routes are defined inside the server.js. Okay, so in the server.js we have this session management. Here we have configured our session, we have required our database, so that our database connection is also done. And yeah, so yeah, we have also configured the handlebars. So now here you can see this is the index route, so we'll handle every route without session. So all the routes which are accessible throughout the our website, which are not session based, we will go to this dot slash controllers slash no session route slash index. And whatever route which is linked with a session, or a logged in user is authorized to only access that route, then that route is slash user, and that will call this session routes folder and slash users.js. Okay, so these are the two things which you have linked on the server.js, and it will be called accordingly, and I'm just gonna show you what's happening. Okay, so just go to this index.js, and inside let's search the register thing. Yeah, so what is happening, so once the user click on the register button, now it's just rendering the register handlebars, which is inside this views, and here you can see this register.handlebars, and we are also giving the title as register. Okay, so that will show up in the layouts main handlebars, and I guess here we have the title as well. Looks like I've not given the title as here, and let's just see if we have title here. Yeah, so we have title here. So what that page is all about. So once you click on this now, yeah, once you click on this, you see this register. So this register is coming from this code index.js. Yeah, and this title is having the value register, and that register is getting rendered on this page right here. Okay, that is pretty simple. And once we are filling the form data, and once we hit that submit button, it will go to this router.post, because submitting a form is a post query. So this route will be called slash register.post. Okay, and here we are getting all the user data in the user variable, and we are just doing a console log to see if the data is present or not. And after that, we are just checking a password is equal to confirm password or not, and after that we are just hashing the password. Okay, and then creating this new object, new user, having name, email, and password. Okay, just simple things. And after that, I'm just printing the new user thing, so that I get to know what data is getting to be saved. And after that, we have this user model, which is having this register function, and we are just passing the new user object, and we are expecting an error or a response. Basically, we are expecting a response. So for that, we have done, if not error, then first of all we are setting the session here. So once the user is successfully registered, now the session will be set it here, request.session.users, and this user will have all the values of the user who is currently registered. Okay, and we can see this value here, and after that we are just redirecting to the slash user slash home route. As you all know that slash user slash home is only accessible if you are a logged in user. So as we have done session management here, so if I will just give you a quick demo, and if I try to go to that slash user slash home, then it should redirect me to the landing page, that login and register page. Okay, so let's see if it is working or not, and I hope it should work. Yeah, so you can see this, it has taken me to the login page. So once let's do this again. Yeah, So as we are not logged in user, or our session is not yet created, so it is not able to find any session, and it's redirecting us to the login page. So our session management is working very fine. So now after that, yeah, let me just show you. And if we find an error, we are just giving an alert message. Okay, yeah. And if you have any validation error for password, then it will show this password and confirm password must be same. So that's all. That's what we have done in the index.js controller for no session routes. So if you want to see what we have done in the models, yeah. So once this user.model register function is called, this will be this will go to this models, then users.js, and inside it you can see this user model.register. It is expecting for a user object, yeah, and it's giving a callback. Callback is just we are just sending. Callback is a function through which we are sending the response. So first parameter will be an error always, and the second parameter is a response, a success value. Okay, so yeah, so we are just taking the db object. We are just getting the instance of the db, and yeah, we have a collection, and we specify a collection in which we want to save the data to. So that is users. And let me also show you the database so that you get an idea what we are trying to save into the database. Okay, so yeah, so let's just hit Mongo, and it will start the Mongo server for us. Yeah, now we have to use the database, and our database name is login karo. Simple. Yeah, so let's switch to db login karo. Now if I will write show collections, so it will show users collection. Okay, so now if you will do like users dot actually I don't remember the command for it. Yeah, so I have to just type this db dot users dot find. Dot pretty will do the pretty thing, which you can see right here. So right now we have these many accounts which are registered on the login karo website, and you can see that we have a id, we have a name, we have an email, and the password is encrypted. And as a developer, I'm not able to guess what's the password for Manoj Bajpai, and I will not be able to hack into his or her account. So that is very cool, and that I suggest you all to have in your websites. So whenever you build a website, just try to secure the information of the user, so that the user will be able to trust your website, and they will surely come to your website again, and they will register and do the stuff which you want them to do. Okay, so this is our database. Okay, so yeah, so just let's do one thing, db dot users dot drop. Let's delete the database. Yeah, so now if we again find it, it will show empty. Okay, so now our collection users is dropped, and now we will do the registration thing. Okay, so once the user is registered, now the user object will come here, and it will do like collection dot find. First it will find that if a user is already registered or not. So if a user is already registered with the same email id, then it will just do this. If docs.length means it's finding email with the email id of the current user. Okay, so whatever you have entered the email id, it will just search in the database first. So collection.find, it is finding the in the database, and .toArray is the function through which we will be able to get all the responses. Okay, so it will have first error and then docs. Okay, now if docs.length is greater than 0, means there is a user already present in the database, and we don't want the new user to have the same email id of that previous user. So in that case, we are just giving a callback with the error, as the first parameter is error and the second parameter is a success thing. Okay, so we are just passing that user with this email id already exists. So that will give the hacker or someone having who is using the same email id as before, or if a user is not aware that this email ID is already been used to create a new account, then they will be aware of this, get aware of this, and they will use a different email ID. And yeah, I'm not doing any forgot password thing here because this is just a simple video, MVC video, in which I'm just giving you a quick demonstration on how things work. So you can go on and implement the forgot password thing on your own. Okay, so yeah, if we don't find a document having the same email ID, then insert the data, and we are just using this function, MongoDB function insert one. So it will insert this user object, and yeah, if we don't get an error, means our data is successfully entered. And we are just giving null as a false, means there is no error, so null, and then response. Okay, or else we are having this database error. Okay guys, and with a response of error. Yeah. So I guess we don't require this error, we require only this one, and that's it. So let me just give you a quick demo so that you are able to recognize what I am trying to say for quite long right now. So yeah, actually I took a long break, like 2-3 weeks, and resume this series, and I just want to complete it today because I don't want to delay it anytime anymore. So just begin with it. Okay, so let me enter a name, like let me enter my name, Mayank Kumar. Yeah, let me enter an email. Let's enter a password like Mayank12345, Mayank12345 Oops, I got some error. Password and confirm password must be same. So that the validation is working fine. So let me enter it again. Okay. Now I will give the right password. And once we click on this register thing now, it will take us to the home page. Okay. And we have done the session management as well. So that will also do our job. Okay. So once we click on register, yeah, welcome to login karo. Hi, Mayank Kumar. So the user is currently logged in successfully, and yeah, if you go back, try to go back, you are on the registration page. Now you will ask that, Mike, what's about session management here? So if you try to do this refresh thing now here, it will redirect you to the home page. You want to see? Just see this. Let's continue. Oops, it should take us, I guess. If we click on this, it should take us. Yeah. So whenever a login or a register route is called, it will first check for the session. So if the session is present, then it will take us to the home page. And let me just show you the code for that. So yeah, in case we are on this no session routes, yeah. So what I'm just doing here is, yeah. So whenever a user is on, like right now we have the session management. Okay. So if you try to just go to the landing page, which is this one, okay, and if I hit enter now, it will take us to the home page. So how it is working? So you must be must be guessing that how is it happening. Let me just show you the code, and it's very easy. So we are using a thing called middleware here, and the route which is called initially is this one, this route. This is the landing page route. Okay, so you can see this welcome to login karo. Okay, so whenever we do this localhost colon 9000 now, it will come to this 11 number wala lines code, and it will just check for this route. And slash route is the home route or the root route. So your application will just come here when it's being loaded. Okay, and after that it will just execute this function. So this is just a auth object having the redirect to home function. So just go to this auth, and yeah, here we have this, yeah, redirect to home, and it is having this request, response, and next. Okay, So just I will give you a brief. So we are just taking the request.session.user, as we have already set the session, and once the user is registered now, we are setting this user property inside the session object. Okay, so if the value is present now, it will just redirect us to the /user/home page, or else it will just do the next. And next whenever you write this next function now, it will just call the next function. So from, I guess it is called from here. Yeah, so we have called this thing now. So if next function is called, it will call this next function, which is having the request and response. So if the user is not present or logged in, then that next thing will be called. Or else, if a user is already registered and if he tries to go back to the home without logging out, then that next thing will not be called, and the session will be found, and it will be redirected to the home page /user/home. So that's what's happening right now. If I go back, and yeah, if I go to login, it will take us here. Okay, so that is what's happening right now. So that's all for that's a quick intro, and now we will be moving on to build the logout functionality. Okay, so first we will build the logout functionality, and after that we will see how we will be able to log in. Okay, so we have to write the query for login, and in logout you don't need anything. Let me just do that, and I will explain you what I'm trying to say. Okay, yeah. Yeah guys, so right now we are done with the logout functionality. So let me just show you what we are trying to do. So right now we are login is not done, so let's just do one thing. I will complete with the login functionality, and then I will just explain you what I did for the login code, and I will also show the logout code. That will be pretty good, and we will be completing this series very quickly. So let's start the login code. Okay guys, so finally I'm done with the entire project, and let me just show you how I implemented the what I did. So let's start with a quick demo. For that, let me just remove the console logs. Okay guys, so let's run the server. Yeah, so server is running. So let's refresh it. Yeah, let's go back to the base page. Yeah, so if I try to go to home page for the logged in user, let's see if it allows me or not. Okay, so it does not allow me, so that is working. So let's try to log in with the email ID. it says that no account associated with this email ID. Looks like there is no account with this email ID, so I have to register. So let's go to register. Let's create a new account. Password is Mayank123. Oops, looks like the password is not correct or not same. So let's re-enter the form. Okay, so now it should log me in, and I should be redirected to the home page. And yeah, it's working. So if I go back and if I click on this page again, yeah, I will into this home page. Let me just fix one thing. Now let me just do a refresh. Yeah, so yeah, so I've created my account, so let's try to log in. Oops, looks like the email ID was wrong. Let me enter the right email ID. So I guess the password is wrong now. Enter the right password. Yeah, so I'm logged in. Welcome to login karo. Hi, Mayank Kumar. Log out. So if I go back right now, and if I do this refresh, it will take me to the home page. Yeah, so it's taking me to the home page now, and the session management is also working. So if I click on this logout now, the session will be logged out. And if I go back and if I do this refresh, we are on the login page as the session is not present. So our entire website is done. Let me just show you how I implemented the login thing. For that, once we are on the login page, once the user click on that submit button, we will get the data inside this. So we'll get this data in this router.post method and this login route. Yeah, so inside it I'm just fetching the data from the requested body, and user login object is created. It is having email ID and password. I'm just sending the email ID and password to the login model, that is this. Inside users model, you find this login model. Here we are getting the user, having the DB object, having the reference to the collection which I want to look for. First I'm checking that email ID is present in the database or not. So if the ID is present, means user is found. Okay, else invalid email ID, or if the server is busy or failed or error, it will just return a server error message. Okay, yeah. So if I find the email ID, I'm just comparing the password. This is my password and this is the password which is stored on the database. So if the passwords are matching and if we get a response true, then we are just giving a callback with the entire data, else we are giving invalid password. So once the password is correct, we will get return this callback, and callback will return this error as null and response as docs, the entire array, which is this. Okay, so we will be receiving this inside this error and response. Okay, so if there are no error, then the login is success. Else we are just doing a check on the error, as error is having three types of error. First is the invalid password, second is the invalid email ID, and third is server error. Okay, these are the three cases of error, and we are using a simple alert template. Let me just show you the login thing. You will see this one. So we are using this if helper, and if the error variable is true, means if we are passing an error while rendering the page, so this will have some value. If this so everything inside it will be displayed, and we are using this single alert code to render all the different types of alert. Like we are having this alert type, So if the alert type is danger, then the color will be red. If it is a warning, then it will be yellow. And this is our message which is getting rendered. So we are using good use of handlebars here. So yeah, and once the login is success, we are just showing the session in the request.session.user response and redirecting to the /user/home. Okay, and that is helping us to move to the home page of login karo like this. Okay, so once I click on the logout thing now, so once I click on this logout, yeah, so it is getting redirected to this session route, as logout is only available for the logged in users. So I've made a route for it in here. So in the session routes, you will find this .post/logout. So once the user click on that logout thing now, it will come to this route. It will first check that if the session is present or not. If the session is not present now, it will automatically go to the login page. Actually, this will not be a case, because if the session is not present, we will not be able to go to the home page. But if in any chance we are able to go to the home page, and if the user press the logout thing now, it will not go to the database, and or it will not destroy the session as there is no session present. It will first check in the authentication file that the session is present or not. If the session is not present, then it will just go to next, and we will be here, and we are again checking request.session.user. So if the session is present, we are just doing request.session.destroy, and this will destroy the session, and after that I'm just redirecting to the /login page. Okay, that's pretty simple code for logout thing, and that's all for this video, and I will see you in a moment.
Okay guys, so I hope you all enjoyed this short and simple video, and I hope that all doubts about MVC is clear. So if you still have any doubts, so don't hesitate to comment down below, as I answer each and every of my comments which are on my videos. So you can go and check out other videos. I have replied to each and every comment, so please go and hit that comment section with your doubts, and I will be love to solve your doubts. Till then, I will see you in my next video. Till then, happy watching, and Jai Hind.